The truth about aTira, blackmail/manipulation from her stream community, from a bunch of stalkers, psychological abuse plus threats to me, aTira getting my Twitch banned, and what happened with hiding our relationship. It is important that accusations of sexual harassment or emotional and psychological abuse be taken seriously, especially with all of the people that have come out lately about it, but it's also important people aren't falsely accused and defamed as I have been. I want to clear everything up. My career as a streamer has been damaged over it, my psychological health, my reputation, my family, all of it has been damaged because I chose to date a woman in the SC2 community. There is a lot to this. One part aTira lying to everyone about myself and her because we dated while she was still married. One part a bunch of stalkers of mine using aTira to mess with my life and enable harassment to me and destruction to my online presence, and another part people from aTira's community that constantly pressure her and emotionally blackmail her in various ways to try to get her to not date me or even encourage her to continue to lie in public or do things against me. In a lot of ways, aTira has been afraid to own up to what happened with myself and her. And she should. It's really wrong in every way that my Twitch stream was banned because a few maniacs found out me and her were dating and used it to blackmail her and get her to go along with trying to get my Twitch stream banned, which was banned when the same maniacs eventually got her to call police on me and lie even to the police, as well as the SC2 and online community, falsely claiming sexual harassment since last year. When aTira and I started dating, she was married at the time. We kept our relationship a secret, and also had cheated then on me and met multiple people from SC2 in real life even behind my back and sexed multiple donators/mods from her stream who then held it over her as blackmail. To this day some of these psychos continue to pressure aTira to defame me in public, encouraging her to continue to lie with her Twitter posts. Last year when I found out this had happened, and aTira told me on Snapchat that she was cheating IRL with someone from SC2, aTira decided to ruin my life, livelihood, and everything to cover it all up, all at my expense. Andy said nothing in public because I thought I was protecting her. Looking back on it, after I found out she was lying to me and doing shady shit, she would constantly dangle our relationship in front of me and her saying shit about me, keeping screenshots of our conversations, so that I wouldn't expose the truth of what happened, and so she wouldn't have to confront the guilt of what she did to me, and my career, or the guilt of her cheating, all of it. After one of her donators and stalker of mine came to my Twitch chat talking about her children and constantly DM'd me that he was talking to aTira, I began keeping all of my conversations with her because I believed she was going to try to pretend we were not in a relationship, and at the time I suspected she was cheating but didn't know until she told me a donator from her stream and a moderator from her stream were blackmailing her to not continue her relationship with me, or they would both reveal that aTira was dating me since they had previously had something with aTira, and they began harassing and doing this blackmail one day after she modded me on her stream. But if I hadn't kept anything of our conversations, then she could have gotten away with what she's posted in public and everyone would be none the wiser. At some point she has to take responsibility that this isn't right. She did indeed lie and continue to lie about her and my relationship, to cover up her cheating and also at the direction of her community and other people to get me banned off of Twitch TV. I do not deserve to have my livelihood and mental health ruined because of false allegations, and most of that has already happened. As people are aware, my Twitch was banned because of aTira making it seem to the SC2 and Twitch community that we never dated or that I harassed her. Even after that we still continued to date online. aTira said that she would divorce to be with me. And eventually we met in real life, which she conveniently leaves out of her defamation tweet because it doesn't fit her narrative. She didn't want to mention we mutually had sex in real life and did BDSM stuff together in real life and online because it was all mutual and I never abused her. Because she knew she was in the wrong, she had even given me $700 to help pay for the lawyer that she had made me hire. She did post a lot of one-sided out of context screenshots to try to make me look bad or as if she wasn't mutually with me, but she was the entire time. As I'll show below, she even previously threatened and blackmailed me herself, saying that she would make it appear to everyone that our relationship was not mutual by showing people our sexting and her calling me master out of context to ruin my reputation. Worse than this, when aTira first did tell me Armageddon and Diesel, two donators from her stream, were blackmailing her after they found out she and I were dating when she modded me on her stream. Then aTira threatened me that if I exposed anything about our relationship, she would get me banned off of Twitch.tv. I have proof of this. Other people took advantage of her initial false harassment claims to encourage her to continue and go along with reporting me to get me off of Twitch. This was all while she was still dating me, and still sexting me, and knowingly even telling me people were using her to call police and report me and my stream for harassment, to the point she said she was crying at what people were making her do. aTira lied and defamed me with her tweet. They are false allegations. She's lying to try to ruin my reputation. aTira covered up that we were dating while she was still married. She tries to paint me as some platonic friend or creep in her tweet. That's the furthest thing from the truth. We mutually dated, online, mutual sexual relationship, mutual BDSM, went on a date in real life, did the same IRL together, all mutual. Just to get this out of the way right away so people can understand the extent that she is lying, and she is making me out to be something she herself knows I'm not. I'm not a sexual harasser. We had a mutual sexual relationship and kink relationship. She's defaming me, ruining my reputation and making herself out to be a victim. I have lost my Twitch stream, my reputation, and taken a lot of psychological damage because of what she has done and continues to lie about and do in public. People need to understand my Twitch stream was banned because of aTira falsely claiming harassment in the first place and hiding our relationship, and then because she on purpose called police, which got my Twitch stream banned. Mutual sexual, romantic, BDSM relationship. aTira engages with me sexually. One example of her initiating https://imager.com/c2gvzp4, example that aTira and I would mutually call each other, unlike in her twit longer. I didn't force her to watch me, all lies. We were dating and did things together. Same convo. aTira and I saying I love you. aTira says she fantasizes about us living closer together. Same sexual convo, everything was consensual. Another sexual convo from me and aTira's relationship. aTira and I consensually doing and saying kink/sexual stuff together. https://imager.com/cob0a, aTira and I continuing same convo. Again, all consensual example of aTira and me talking to one another about BDSM and how she had read something to learn to be a better submissive for me, the way we talk to each other. More proof of our consensual relationship, and even calls. I never forced aTira to watch me, we were dating. We talked to each other like this a lot. It was always consensual and she engaged and would initiate with me too because we were dating. Consensual relationship with aTira. Again, mutual romantic, sexual, kink relationship. aTira was jealous over some other girl streamer, Bostine. I reassured her that aTira was prettier. aTira being insecure over another girl streamer, I reassured her she was prettier. We both say we turn each other on. 1 PM scam sound familiar to anyone? aTira also knew of me 7 months prior to us ever starting dating. She had her eye on me for a while, she said, and I also knew of her before that as well. That's kinda important. People want to say small female streamers get taken advantage of? What about a very known streamer with a larger following dating a smaller female streamer and then having that woman lie about it and lie that they were sexually harassed? That's just as bad. aTira's says she watched me for 7 months before we started talking and dating. aTira's says she watched me from a distance before we began talking and dating. Again, she wrote multiple times in her defamation Twitter post, "Needy friend, why is my so-called friend doing this to me? I froze up and made a horrible mistake doing what he wanted. None of this is true, we were dating as in romantically, sexually, all of the above." aTira wrote that I made her watch video of me masturbating? Or made her stay in a voice call? No, she and me were together, she enjoyed and reciprocated being sexual with me our entire relationship since early on, and we would call often for such things, as couples do. Everything we did together BDSM-wise was always mutual as well, and as I'll show later, she threatened me that if I ever revealed our relationship she would show everyone me making her call me master. And what will everyone think of you then, which is basically what her entire tweet longer of her falsely accusing me is her doing. aTira asking me to come quick and to call her. aTira and I consensual relationship plus BDSM, we talk to each other a lot like this, also another good example of there was no abuse in any way. Contrary to her one-sided and out-of-context screenshots, I always treated aTira well and would let her know I cared about her and loved her. People that date usually do sexual things with one another, she's just trying to ruin my reputation and hurt me with her defamation tweet. aTira and I consensually talking sexual/kink with one another, I even say I hope you don't mind and she says no, it's good. More proof, aTira consensually watched me on webcam and that she knew about my ex. I never forced her to watch me, she enjoyed it and consensually did that with me as people do in relationships. More proof of her defamation. aTira and I consensually being sexual/kink with one another, again all consensual, we were in a relationship, not platonic friends like she tried to make out in her post. aTira on the main alt she used after my stream was first temp banned and people had found out about her and my relationship, and she was having it held over her head by her own stream moderators, donators, and others. Telling me that if I told the truth about our relationship she would be beaten by her husband, hence I said nothing all this time till now. aTira on user 121212 telling me her husband will beat her if her relationship with me is exposed. Me asking aTira what her mods have over her, what she's being threatened with, as happened every time she did anything her stream community didn't like, they would begin blackmailing and pressuring her and threatening to reveal her and my relationship. Diesel, Aku, and Armageddon being three of the main blackmailers related to her stream. aTira had modded me on her stream around this time, and because these people found out and were unhappy aTira was dating me, they would start threatening her or pressuring her in various ways to not be involved with me. aTira saying people would know we were more than friends if she modded me or unbanned me from her community. Hence we did most of our sexual shit on Snapchat. aTira tells me we'll do all our sexual stuff on Snapchat because it auto-deletes so her husband won't find out. She failed to mention to me she had sexted 2 donators from her stream, one being a moderator at the time, and that both of them were blackmailing her that if she continued her relationship with me they would tell her husband, which again, aTira told me would beat her if he found out about our relationship. aTira in the past blatantly lying to people about our relationship to her community, the SC2 community, and the Twitch community as I've shown. Even worse is she knew my ex had done the exact same thing that she just did to me with her defamation post. Hopefully it can be accepted, aTira saying for me to call her my dirty plat prota slut is us consensually doing things together. She's lying about sexual abuse, lying about BDSM abuse, and about everything else she wrote in her post, as well as lying about our relationship in full. Her admitting she's lying to the world about me, which she still is to this very day with her defamation post on Twitter, again, we were mutually dating. Her entire post is her still pretending we weren't in a mutual romantic and sexual relationship. How this all started: emotional blackmail and abuse from aTira's donators and moderators and community. aTira's says I warned her about people messaging her about me. I absolutely did. That's one truth she said, because as a public figure, with a huge following in SC2, I did my best to make her fully aware there are people that do not like I have a following, and will try to screw with or harass any girl I choose to date or speak to. I wanted to protect her and my relationship and set boundaries between the online world and her and my relationship, because there are horrible people online that have nothing better to do, including a bunch of stalkers of mine that go to extreme lengths to harass and stalk myself and any girl I date, which I'll go into more later. aTira's says that a short list started forming of people I didn't want her to talk to. This is absolutely true. But she forgot to mention this was after I began receiving messages from a donator of hers that it turns out she was cheating with, and a moderator of hers who also happens to be a donator she was screwing around with too, while trying to date me at the same time. Both of these people found out aTira and I were dating. She was apparently screwing around with them while trying to date me, and then told me they were blackmailing her to stop coming to my stream or to date me and cut me off, or they would reveal that me and her were dating, which then would of course get to her husband, whom aTira told me would beat her if he found out. Which is another reason why I never spoke up back then or showed any of this. aTira constantly would accuse me during our relationship over the last year and a half of keeping screenshots. The truth is, I only began keeping our conversations after I was messaged by a user named Armageddon about aTira's children in my Twitch chat. Kept messaging me that they were Snapchatting aTira things I wouldn't like, and overall kept being harassed by this person, who then aTira later told me the truth about that she had cheated or sexted this person online as well as her other donator Diesel, and that both found out she was in a relationship with me and were blackmailing her to not mod me on her stream, not associate with me, and would threaten to reveal to her husband that aTira was with me. aTira eventually telling me that two donators from her stream, Armageddon's 2 and Diesel, found out that aTira was in a relationship with me and blackmailed her that if she continued to date me, they would reveal and expose our relationship. aTira tells me that she told them she was my girl while she was drunk on Discord. So yes, as her BF I told her to not talk to these people, and to set boundaries with anyone from her stream that continuously pressured her about herself and me, which was always a huge issue with our relationship. Even when we reconciled and made up many times, aTira refused to set boundaries with her stream and me, and her moderators continuously would blackmail, threaten, and pressure her that if she is dating me they would not support her and leave her community, which one did after I met and fucked aTira in real life on our date. To any girl streamers or female streamers out there, if your community threatens you, if your moderators or anyone from Discord tries to blackmail or hold it over your head that they'll stop supporting you if you date someone they don't like, tell them to fuck off. Twitch is full of these weirdos. So there is your context. I never told aTira to not have friends, or to not talk to other streamers. It just turns out that her friends from Twitch, her moderators, and some of her donators all happen to be emotionally abusive people that got extremely mad when they found out aTira and I were fucking, and especially upset when they found out she met me in real life for our date. These people deserve to be outed because they are truly the only sexual harassers or emotional abusers related to myself and aTira, and blackmailed aTira and pressured her about me constantly during our relationship or whenever they suspected we were talking again. They would oftentimes message aTira about my ex to make her jealous. They would constantly lie to her and tell her I was doing what they were doing, emotionally abusing and blackmailing her. And many of them would constantly try to tell her I would hurt her in real life to try to scare her out of dating me. Her mods would routinely get on her account and delete messages or try and control aTira and my relationship or force her out of dating me because they didn't like me. One of the few times aTira's started telling me how one of her emotionally abusive moderators Aku found out that me and her had met on a date and fucked IRL, that they had access to her Discord account and they would continually try to keep her in line, aka tell her to block me or encourage her to lie about me in public as she has. aTira mentions about me telling her to never delete her messages to me. Her moderator Aku, that was jealous and unhappy that aTira was dating me, I found out later, would routinely get on her Discord account and use a script to mass delete her messages to me. Diesel, Armageddon's 2, after aTira admitted to me both of these donators, and one a moderator, from her stream, had blackmailed her and been keeping screenshots because she sexted them either before she met me, or during. They constantly would pressure her to not date me, or they'd tell her husband at the time. The moderator and donator from her stream found out aTira was dating me and even made a chart about me to try to emotionally manipulate aTira out of dating me. First time aTira told me she was being blackmailed. Example of emotional manipulation from these psychos. Donator/mod/blackmailer from aTira's stream that blackmailed her, threatening to reveal and expose her relationship with me, literally made a chart to try to emotionally manipulate aTira out of dating me. I cannot make this shit up. These people from her stream are abusive. And have been since I have known her, but it's her fault for not setting boundaries between her stream and me and her, which caused them to then begin the blackmail of "will tell your husband" or with aVilo's, which then led to her going along with hiding our relationship further. Aku, another moderator from her stream, found out that aTira and I met and fucked in real life, and then did as all of her community does, emotionally blackmailed her by leaving her Discord and stream and held it over her that if she kept dating me he'd abandon her stream. Tell people she's dating me, same ol, another Twitch creeper. He continuously would tell aTira aVilo's is blackmailing you, after I met her in real life, to the point every time aTira would speak to me after our IRL date she would accuse me of screenshotting her. And Aku's emotional abuse and manipulation led her to go tell a Discord full of people that stalk me about our IRL date, our personal sex/kink things, and overall just hurt me for no reason other than her moderator was on purpose jealous that she met me and was trying to scare aTira. He would message aTira telling her I'm going to hurt her if we meet in real life, and would routinely get on aTira's Discord account to delete messages of mine to her because aTira gave the psychopath access to her Discord account. aTira admit to me she lets Aku log onto her Discord account to delete messages from me. Another example of the emotional manipulation and abuse from aTira's moderator, threatening her that if she dates or speaks to me he will leave her server again. After I met aTira for our date in Canada, 2 days later she deleted all of her messages to me on Discord, and told me that Aku told her I was trouble and that aVilo's is now blackmailing you because you went on a date with him and had sex in real life. Aku, one of aTira's emotionally abusive stream moderators in a Discord full of people that stalk me, threatening to release audio that I privately gave to aTira. They then released this on YouTube to make me look bad and try to shame me and hurt me. aTira knowingly gave them private voicemails as well to use and try to psychologically damage and hurt me. This shows how obsessed this guy from her stream is. He was one of the original people that found her stream and helped make aTira's Discord to hold it over her as blackmail by threatening to leave and abandon her stream community if she continued to date me. Because he was one of the first people that found aTira's stream, him and the rest of the emotional abusers and creeps from her stream thought they all are her BF and can control and mess with her relationship to me. aTira cried to me on the phone that this person left her server, and I told her to set boundaries with her streaming community and her and my relationship. Shortly after, as happened many times in our relationship, She deleted all of her messages to me, and every time since then she would argue and accuse me of non-existent screenshots that her jealous moderator told her I kept from the months after the first incident related to aTira and I. It also shows a lot about the nature of the people that surround her. They all started threatening her, and pressuring her simply about her modding me on Twitch, which literally means nothing, but they knew and found out we were dating and continuously would pressure aTira about her dating me. aTira gave her passwords and access to her Discord account to Aku, who would regularly log onto her account and delete my messages to her and try to emotionally abuse her out of dating me over and over. aCheesy, a moderator from aTira's stream that constantly would link aTira anything related to my ex-girlfriend to upset aTira, continuously would tell aTira I will hurt her in real life, and continuously would tell aTira to not date or associate with my stream. When I first started dating aTira, aTira told me how toxic and jealous her community was even about her simply modding me on her stream, and this person would continuously tell aTira to not associate with me in public and again, spam her videos about my ex to try to scare aTira. As of writing this, aTira herself has provided a first-hand example of how much these people lie, and pressure and do the exact thing I spoke of, try to insinuate to aTira or others that I would hurt her in order to pressure aTira to think negatively of me, or to get others to believe such a thing. It should appear very weird to anyone that a moderator of a female Twitch streamer is so invested in trying to get the streamer they follow to hate or mistrust someone that they've dated on and off for almost 2 years now. aTira posted this to her Twitter, because the very same moderator I had spoken to a while back and acknowledged and confirmed that aTira lies a lot to everyone, including him, and that she suffers from psychological issues. Ironically, aTira says on Twitter that she doesn't have bipolar. Her mod is trying to cover for her. She had told me she was diagnosed as bipolar last year and started taking medication for it a day after me and her met in real life. Another diagnosis was borderline personality disorder. Mental illness is serious, but it's not an excuse to ruin someone's career or livelihood either. I was aware aTira had issues like this, one day going from I love you David to the next I hate you and you're a liar David. aTira's mod mentioning her mental health issues that I already knew about. aTira's mod acknowledging that she lies to everyone, including him. aTira's mod saying she met me and used me for attention and about how much she lies. aTira's mod says she lied to me and used me for attention again. aTira's mod says she's done the same thing to every person online that she previously screwed around with. aTira's mod verifying that she did meet the person she told me she cheated with in real life. Her mod saying either I'm lying. I mention this not to use her mental health issues against her but because she said this in her tweet longer and I want to clarify what she twisted. I told him I was seeing a therapist and on an SSRI and he didn't like that. He told me not to take any medication and that my therapist was going to turn me against him just like your mods did. Contrary to her tweet longer post, yes, over the course of aTira and my relationship I was very down because of her not telling the truth in public about us, but it was actually aTira that told me many times that she was near suicide and suffered from depression. Initially because of being stuck in her marriage, which she told me felt like a prison at home, but also from what had happened regarding her getting my stream banned and me and her. Because I cared about her, I looked up the SSRI medicine online that she told me she was prescribed called escitalopram or Lexapro. I looked up the side effects from here. A lot of the side effects seemed worse than what the medicine would be trying to help her with, and I told her I was worried about her taking it and that it would turn her into a zombie, or increase her thoughts of suicide since she mentioned to me about suicidal thoughts previously. Oh yes, I did tell her I was worried and to not take it and I had her best interests at heart when I told her this. aTira was told by the same toxic people related to her stream that I was trying to control her and purposely telling her to not take her meds and manipulating her and other things of this nature, anything possible to get aTira to not speak to me or continue dating me. They didn't care about aTira's health, they cared that she didn't talk or date me. A few weeks later aTira posted on Twitter that she was off of the meds, saying that they turned her into a zombie and that she would find other ways to manage. I wanted to clarify this because I was not abusive to aTira, it's quite the opposite, and that is my side and context too. He told me not to take my meds. At one point aTira removed these people from her stream because she realized how toxic they were for herself, and her relationship with me. So there is more context. Again, I never said to not have friends, she just left out the part about her having sexted multiple donators, cheated behind my back. And how emotionally abusive her entire community is, to the point some of them would harass and pressure her about simply modding me on her stream. In their eyes we are acquaintances. aTira tells me in everyone else's eyes we are and will just be acquaintances, and it's better that way so no one bothers us or they won't care. I indeed did tell aTira many times to cut off the people that she had admitted she went behind my back with, and to respect me and her privacy and set boundaries essentially between her stream and me and her relationship, since her moderators basically try to control, influence, and blackmail aTira every time she made up with me. Apparently Aku and Diesel believe modding her stream gives them a right to blackmail and threaten her about me, or that they are all going to be her boyfriends if they prevent aTira from dating aVilo. I straight up tell aTira to stop allowing people to stop telling people personal things about me or using me for drama, or letting her mods like Aku, Diesel try to keep obsessing over her, and that it's not their business about us dating. aTira tells me she's taking the easy way out and it will haunt her forever, caving into her emotionally abusive community and damaging me in public while lying. https://imager.com/uuiwcg9, aTira's community starts threatening her and scaring her in regards to her husband finding out she's talking to me. aTira tells me she's not strong enough to stand up to her community that found out about our relationship and continue to threaten to reveal our relationship if she associates with me in public. An example of aTira saying she loves me, consensual relationship in every way, romantic, sexual, BDSM, all of it. aTira and I continued our on/off type of relationship even after DreamHack Montreal, in which she did wait for me in one of the hallways to briefly speak to me, then pretended the rest of the event that she did not know me because she was afraid to be seen with me. She wrote in her tweet longer that we had an agreement about our first date. We didn't, other than we both said we would meet and see how it went well, and we agreed we would go to the event together. Which then later on she completely 180'd on, because she told me she had read an article about someone that had died at Montreal that apparently her mods had linked her to scare her, as they always have done in regards to emotionally abusing aTira out of a relationship with me. Just proof that we did talk after Montreal. Many times she did tell me she missed me, still thought about me, was connected to me, we even had phone sex again, but every conversation we had, including on voice, was always, "Are you screenshotting me? Are you recording me?" and her baselessly accusing me of blackmail due to her moderator Aku constantly telling her after I met that I was keeping screenshots of her when I was not. She then would go on in the last months to give stalkers of mine out of context voice recordings that she recorded without my permission, and these are what people see online that others have taken advantage of to further defame me. aTira's says she will get me banned on Twitch.tv if I expose/reveal our relationship again. A huge reason she ruined my life was to cover up that I found out she met the above two people in real life. Better to call police, lie to them, lie to everyone, than to admit to being in a relationship with me or get caught cheating at all. Again, me being naive and trusting, while aTira tells me her husband will beat her if he finds out about us. I have no money. If my husband finds out, he will beat me to death. aTira tells me she's pathetic and denies she lied to me when I first confronted her about why she wouldn't simply mod me on her stream considering we were dating at the time. I found out after Armageddon SC2 would continuously message me on net, Discord, and Twitch chat continuously speaking about aTira's children and bragging to me that aTira is Snapchatting him. Myself asking aTira to defend me in public, at the very least say we are friends instead of making me out to be a harasser because people didn't know about our relationship. aTira preferred and obviously prefers from her false allegations to keep up the lies rather than own up to anything, at my expense. Just as I showed in some of those Snapchats from earlier, she threatened me and ended up doing exactly this to cover the guilt of her cheating, and again, I never said anything in public because it was true at the time I thought her husband might beat her. And just overall never having experienced such situations like this in my life before. aTira threatening that if I say anything about our relationship she will take me to court because she is cheating on her husband. Rather than come clean in public and help clear my name that I am not a harasser or stalker, she threatened me. This is all really wrong, and I've faced so much damage to my life because of this and staying silent about it for so long. Financially, psychologically, it's worn me down, and I want people to know the truth. This is why I was banned from Twitch, and aTira made it look like I harassed her from the very start. Meanwhile we were mutually together the entire time from the very start of the first harassment claims she ever did, and her telling me she loves me the entire time, and just all of it is messed up. This isn't right what happened with me and my Twitch, and me and aTira. I will take you to court and call the police if you post even one screenshot exposing our relationship because of my husband, otherwise I would not care as much. I will contact Twitch and you will be perma-banned. aTira lied to everyone to hurt and damage my reputation and get my stream banned off of twitch.tv. aTira again threatening me that if I reveal our relationship or expose her abusive community, or expose any of the blackmail from Armageddon SC, that she will get my Twitch stream banned for revealing our mutual relationship. Again aTira threatening me, do you want to lose your channel, and that someone gave her a direct line to Twitch to report me if I go public and reveal our relationship to clear my name after she falsely claimed harassment the very first time. aTira threatens to report me if I reveal anything about our relationship. aTira threatens me that if I say anything, expose anything about the blackmail, our relationship, etc., that she will make her report and let's see which one of us gets banned. aTira the first time she low-key threatened me. All of these threats came after I told aTira that I wanted to expose her community for their blackmail and threats, since they were trying to force her out of her relationship with me, threatening to tell her husband about us. All of the above is not right. I do not deserve to have my Twitch banned over having a mutual relationship with aTira, who has lied about it and not come forward with the truth for over a year, and did all this to cover up her mistakes and ruin my career. aTira threatening to ruin my reputation if I expose/reveal our hidden relationship. aTira mentions I have a lot of Snapchat conversations of her and me. I do. Also, the reason why aTira has mostly one-sided conversations from me and her on Discord is because she would constantly delete her messages to me, originally because she didn't want her husband to find out she was cheating on him with me, then later because she was being shady as fuck and going behind my back too. I told her to never delete her conversations to me because it breaks trust and is shady. If you have nothing to hide, there's no reason to do such a thing. Keeping my mouth shut about this for so long has been exhausting and draining, and again the only reason I didn't show such things is I believed I was protecting aTira, at my own expense of losing my Twitch stream. And she would constantly gaslight me and dangle our relationship as a bargaining chip. You're screenshotting me, David, if you show those I won't be with you anymore. Essentially. So I wouldn't expose what happened. Apparently saying that I'm going to expose blackmail that she told me was being done to her. Is blackmail. The only reason I ever had to begin keeping receipts, as people call them, are because aTira started being shady as fuck with me, constantly deleting all of our intimate conversations, so I thought, ah, here we go. Again, been through this before. He's gonna deny we are together or lie in public more if I tell the truth, so I better keep these. I also started keeping things when she herself told me people were blackmailing her, and trying to get her to do things such as call police on me, which I'll show later. That's why my stream was banned, because of what aTira did to cover everything up. Here is aTira threatening me on Snapchat when she was talking to me on her alts. She wanted to make it look like I abused her using the fact I taught her BDSM shit that we mutually did together that she enjoyed with me, and reciprocated our entire relationship including when we met in real life months later. aTira messaging me on Snapchat. aTira telling and threatening me that it won't look mutual if I expose or reveal our relationship. aTira wrote this on her Twitter defamation post. Behind the scenes he was recording every positive message I sent him. Anytime I objected he would pull the routine of not streaming, blaming me, and he even started saying that if anyone found out I was his pet they would be disgusted and I would have no friends and have to leave the community. It is the exact opposite. She's a liar. Why the would I ever want my personal kink stuff or me and her personal sex stuff out on the internet? She is the one that threatened me, basically claiming she'd start telling everyone I made her call me master. With all of her out of context one-sided screenshots, and now forces me to defend myself against her false allegations. aTira msgs me on Snapchat, after the first drama. aTira threatens that she will make our relationship not appear to be mutual by posting some of our sexual conversations to ruin my reputation. Threatens me that if I expose our relationship she will tell everyone that I made her call me master, again to make it look not consensual and ruin my reputation. aTira saying and laughing that she has screenshots of our BDSM conversations where she calls me master and that she will make me look bad to people on Twitch. Threatens to make our relationship not appear to be mutual by showing our sexting/BDSM conversations. She was threatening to make me look bad by showing one-sided conversations, of course with no context, and since no one knew we were in a relationship back then it would make me look even worse. Showing the screenshot of aTira and I sexting, she was threatening to show our mutual sexting and make it seem one-sided to ruin my reputation. Which she has now done with her defamation post on Twitter. aTira sarcastically threatening me, that no one will see our relationship as mutual if she shows them screenshots of our sexting/BDSM convos. aTira threatening that people will love her sad stories. I hope these show and prove the true nature of what happened and aTira's defamation post on Twitter, and that it's quite the opposite. I never abused her. She had threatened me back then to do a similar thing to what she did on Twitter and make it look like I was just some guy abusing her to call me master, when she and I always had a mutual romantic, sexual, and kink relationship since November 2018 and when we first started dating online, and IRL. aTira telling me she's not like Maria and will own up to everything. Clearly that's currently not the case, as she's making me out to be a sexual harasser to the entire StarCraft 2 community and won't own up to anything. Honestly, she should have owned up to everything last year instead of destroying my Twitch stream. Tells me it'll be bad for me. aTira telling me she ironically has an out-of-context recording of us when we were arguing about our relationship, which she has since then given to a bunch of stalkers to post on YouTube to make me look bad. Everything she's accused me of doing is what she has done to me. The sad thing is I always was on her side despite her lying about me and harming me over the last year. I just kept my mouth shut about everything until now because of her false allegations, aka defamation post, hurting my reputation. Threatens to release out-of-context recording she did when we were arguing. Ironically, she falsely reported me to the police for doing this, and stalkers/her stream community encouraged her to report me because they knew they could try to fuck with my life because I live in MD. Which would lead to me being banned on Twitch. She would get mad saying I ruined her stream and wanted revenge, so she cheated and continued to lie about me and her. She said I destroyed her channel. If anything, her abusing me and lying about me for over a year has done the opposite, and she's siphoned and built her entire view base and received Twitch partnership based off of lying about me and her and pretending that we weren't together. aTira gaslighting me saying I ruined her stream by bringing viewers to it. In her own post she claimed she pretended to tell me she was cheating with someone else. She forgot to mention she broke my trust and actually did meet these two other people from SC21, a donator of hers that blackmailed her that if she continued with me they would tell her husband. The other a psychopath slash doxer slash stalker that got aTira to call the police on me to cover all this up to this day. aTira says I destroyed her channel and she wants revenge, so met someone from SC2 in real life. aTira on purpose hurting me, telling me she met someone in real life and that I'm no longer her master. Again, more proof of our consensual BDSM kink stuff that she is trying to ruin my reputation over. Says she deleted her Discord general chat to delete evidence, and then says she cheated on me. Purposely tries to hurt me saying she met someone from SC2 in real life. Again says she cheated IRL. Admits she lied about going to a family dinner and cheated. Again says she cheated with someone from SC2. aTira knowingly admits that I have stalkers that were encouraging and telling her to call police on me, while she knowingly was in a mutual relationship with me. Because these obsessive psychopaths cannot openly deplatform me or get me banned anywhere online themselves because it would be obvious they are harassing me for over 5+ YRS, they use aTira as their proxy to report, defame, and harass me. I tweeted proof of this recently that no one has taken seriously. She knows they are stalkers, she knowingly continues associating with them. And she was put up to making her defamation post and false allegations by those people and a few of her moderators that know of me and her relationship and past history. She knowingly acknowledges them as stalkers of mine. aTira acknowledging that I have stalkers, and she is talking to them. Says they will never stop, yet she goes along with them telling her to defame and lie about me and her so they can get me deplatformed everywhere, while aTira refuses to speak the truth. aTira says the people that stalk me will never leave me or her alone. A morning aTira and I had phone sex. She says again that the people that stalk me will never leave her or me alone. aTira shows me a message from the people that stalk me that is them trying to get her to call police. aTira knows they are stalkers, names them as such, yet says they are my community. aTira mutually being sexual / BDSM with me, and no, there was no abuse. I'm a loving and caring person. She's putting my private preferences and kink on blast in an attempt to make it appear as if I abused her to anyone uneducated or that will simply see holy fuck aVilo's made her call him master. WTF, it's quite the opposite. I was always loving and considerate. aTira mutually doing sexual / BDSM stuff with me. Again, more proof it was consensual, and there was no abuse. Also shows yes, we did have a consensual sexual / romantic / kink relationship. And she's trying to ruin my reputation and hurt me just as she had threatened, saying she would make people think it's not mutual. aTira would constantly be jealous about my past relationship and justify doing bad things or lying about me in public because the group of people that stalk me would constantly DM her and bombard her with things about my ex. Again, our relationship was more than mutual, and aTira would constantly get insecure or jealous about anything related to my ex. aTira being jealous and mad over my ex, claiming I would jerk off to my ex if aTira is too busy. aTira telling me she fell in love with me for a third time. Again, everything with us was not just friends, it was always a romantic / sexual relationship with me and her. There was never any abuse from my side. If anything, I have wanted her to own up and tell the truth about me and her so that I could get back on Twitch for the longest time. I would have preferred her to have spoken to Twitch in private to help me, but instead she did her false allegations in public to defame me so that I can never get back on Twitch and so people will think I abused her. In private she would always tell me she loves me and genuinely cares about me. In public she has always been embarrassed to tell the truth about me and her dating. aTira's says she falls in love with me a third time. aTira used to false report me harassment and get me banned off of Twitch.tv. More from the first time I was banned, and aTira ruined my reputation and got my Twitch stream banned to cover up our relationship and her cheating. People from the SC2 community were telling aTira to report my stream for harassment. Meanwhile aTira in private was telling me this and continuing our relationship, and of course knows that everything was mutual. People that I am not friendly with, for example Rivkin and others, were purposely encouraging her to report me to get me out of the SC2 community. And rather than defend me and herself, she just started to go along with it. aTira tells me people are encouraging her to report me to get me off Twitch. Says they wanted her to report me again. Random stalker of mine messaging aTira trying to get her to call police to falsely claim harassment. Myself telling aTira this is all really wrong and her acknowledging how fucked up it all is. Again, I told none of the truth at my own expense for over a year because I believed I was protecting her since she was married at the time. And even back then when we continued our relationship I told her to simply tell people we were friends so that no one could use her to mess with my stream or hers or cause problems. aTira admits that what she's doing is wrong and that it's all wrong. https://imager.com/nroadsub. aTira says this is bigger than both of us realizing that people are using her to try to get me off of Twitch. I tell her just side with me in public and say we are friends in public since she was married at the time so people would not cause issues. She understood people in the SC2 community were pressuring her to report me for harassment, even though she knowingly was in a relationship with me. Of course other people did not know this, all they saw was that aVilo's guy is harassing aTira. But she's an adult, and she allowed herself to go along with this at my expense and the expense of my Twitch stream being banned. aTira says a few big streamers were getting her to go along with falsely claiming harassment so that they could get me banned off of Twitch.tv. aTira tells me she loves me and is so sorry. I tell her to stick up for me, aka tell the truth that I didn't harass her because she was going along with everyone to get my stream banned off of Twitch. I ask aTira who is getting her to go along with the false harassment claims and she says she can't do this and that she is sorry and loved me. Again same convo, I tell aTira to stick up for me in public. aTira says she's overwhelmed between keeping our relationship secret, says she has to block the noise from the people pressuring her in SC2 to report me, her stream community pressuring her to not date me and blackmailing her. And the group of stalkers of mine that started to find out she was in a relationship with me that would all constantly harass and DM her. Says she can't keep this up. I tell aTira people are getting her to go along with reporting me for harassment to get me off of Twitch.tv and she says she might have to delete her channel. Contrary to her false allegations, despite her mutually telling me she loves me and continuing our relationship in secret, she herself actually said she was just using me for sex. I don't think she believed that back then, but it's what she said. I hope people begin to understand who the abused person is in this situation and that I did nothing wrong and showed aTira a lot of care the entire time I've known her, again. At my own expense to not tell the truth and losing my Twitch stream. aTira says she's just using me for sex despite the mutual care she tells me to just use her for sex as well. In the middle of talking about what's going on she initiates sexual stuff with me and says to tell her I hate her and that I'm just using her for sex. aTira tells me she wants me to hate fuck her, use her for sex. I tell her I want her to tell the truth and side with me in public. aTira tells me to just use her for sex and hate fuck her. aTira says she will never side with me in public even if it kills my Twitch channel. aTira tells me she's not going to help and simply stream on YouTube. Your fans will follow. I tell aTira to say something about me in public and side with me, and she says she can't and that people are encouraging her not to on purpose to get me banned on twitch.tv. aTira asked by stalkers and people if she has my nudes, etc., and me telling her all it takes to stop the gutting of me in public is to admit I didn't harass her, but again, she was pressured by people in SC2. Some even being prominent community figures to continue to report me for harassment to get me out of SC2 while aTira sits there knowing she has a relationship with me. aTira used to get me banned off of twitch.tv. Even says that the people in charge of SC2 partnerships on Twitch were telling her to not side with me in order to get me out of SC2. Basically, being blackmailed to not tell the truth about me and her so they could continue with using her to claim harassment and get me out of SC2. Again, when aTira began telling me all this shady shit, which I have no doubt is true because people wanted me out of SC2 for a while, I began keeping me and her conversations. And I hope she owns up to a lot of this because I'd like my life and Twitch streaming career back and things to be okay after this, for both of us. aTira says Twitch staff told her to not contact me. I again tell aTira to side with me in public and that I did not harass her. Says 3 large SC2 streamers told her to keep quiet about our relationship and were using the false harassment claims to get me banned off of Twitch. TV aTira tells me she is listening and going along with the false harassment claims and not speaking on my behalf because said streamers are friends with the people on Twitch that run SC2 partnerships. aTira says she is not allowed to side with me in public and that people from the SC2 Twitch partner department and SC2 are getting her to go along with falsely claiming that I am harassing her. Again, she was dating me this entire time. aTira tells me people from Twitch/SC2 suspected we were in a relationship. This means they were getting her to go along with false harassment claims to try to get me banned off of twitch.tv. aTira realizes people are trying to get me permanently banned off of twitch.tv by using her. I tell aTira to side with me in public because she's making me look like a woman stalker and harasser and ruining my reputation because people don't know me and her are in a relationship and she is going along with it all. She says she will never side with me in public even if it kills my Twitch channel. aTira says emotion needs to leave our relationship, and that she will never side with me or tell the truth in public even if it kills my channel. Meaning she's going to keep lying about our relationship to everyone in public. I tell aTira I'll expose all of what she's telling me, the blackmail, people pressuring and using her to try to get me off of twitch.tv. I tell aTira I'm going to expose the above that people in SC2 are using her to try to get my stream banned and ruin my reputation. I wanted to stop the blackmail. She says she doesn't want to fight the entire community. She also was still married at the time and did not want to deal with owning up to telling the truth about her dating me. aTira tells me these streamers want me banned off of twitch.tv. More proof that some people in SC2 were taking advantage that aTira was hiding our relationship and to try to get me out of SC2. aTira admits people threatened her to stay silent and continue with the false harassment claims. Back then I didn't speak up, but one of my viewers had actually written up very close to what I am exposing and revealing now. I simply did not say anything and stayed silent. Whoever you were nearly spot on, surprisingly accurate despite not knowing about aTira and my relationship. More blackmail from SC2/Twitch related people. I have notes from when aTira told me this in March on Snapchat after one of my temporary bans. aTira contacted me February 14, 2019 after I was banned for 7 days on Twitch. This was after I had gotten mad at her that she banned me from her stream. An SC2 caster Ripkin and others used the opportunity on Twitter to claim I was harassing aTira. She contacted me on Snapchat, said she couldn't do anything and they were telling her to not contact me. She made it look like I was harassing her and messaging her out of the blue, via email, while she was constantly in contact with me via Snapchat/Discord. They scared/coerced/blackmailed her out of helping me, and wanted to make me out to look like I was harassing aTira to have me banned on Twitch. When aTira and I were in contact the entire time and in a relationship of course, and aTira said nothing, making it look like I harassed or that she was the victim. aTira says ESL contacted her. Says SC2 people from Twitch/ESL suspected we were together. aTira says to go stream on YouTube Live and that Twitch/SC2 people have no power there. I tell aTira to just tell people we are friends in public. She says she is not allowed to. aTira says SC2/ESL/Twitch people told her that if I show any proof of her and my relationship they'll handle it, again, to use aTira to get me banned from Twitch.tv by getting her to go along with the false harassment claims. aTira says she signed a paper to not talk to me and keep quiet and won't help me. Me basically telling aTira to say something in public to help me get unbanned since she knows all of it is wrong what is going on. Myself telling aTira that she's making me look like a woman harasser and stalker and that whoever is telling her to do this to me or go along with it wants me banned off of Twitch and out of SC2. Myself again saying to aTira to say we are just friends in public and to help me. People using aTira to call police. aTira admitting people are purposely telling her to call police to attempt to destroy my life and essentially get me banned off of Twitch, and says that my ex wants to get me off of Twitch. aTira again, I want to reiterate, was in a mutual relationship, sexual, BDSM, BF/GF relationship with me and people from aTira's stream, the psychopaths that stalk me, and people related to SC2 were all simultaneously encouraging her to call police to destroy my life and career. Just to reiterate that this actually happened to me and that aTira is responsible and complicit with what happened, and as all my other proof shows aTira went along with the people using her to call police on me to destroy my life, career, reputation, mental health, all of it. Days before police came to my house I would receive a myriad of anonymous messages on Twitch taunting me that the police are going to be sent to my home. aTira has not taken responsibility for what she did to my life even to this day. When I started receiving these harassing messages I did not take them seriously, or I thought I was going to be swatted. This proves that there were multiple people involved with using aTira to call the police and making her do it. Most likely blackmailing her by threatening to expose our relationship to her husband. aTira tells me people are trying to get me jailed by using her to falsely claim harassment. Yes, it is real, this happened, yes it has messed up my life what she's done. aTira telling me people wanted to use her to report me for harassment so that they could ruin my life. It's very wrong she went along with it. Again, understand aTira is partially a victim in this but not of me. Her own stream moderators, her husband/ex-husband, stalkers of mine, and people from SC2 that hate me were all trying to get her to do this to me to ruin and get me out of SC2, but ultimately it's her actions and she is responsible for them and should own up to them. aTira again, in a consensual relationship with me, talking with me on Snapchat, admits to me people in SC2, whether from Twitch, or the people that obsessively stalk me are on purpose trying to hurt me and get me to have a criminal record. aTira knowingly was hurting me and lying to me, and to everyone else. This is not simply bullying, it's borderline criminal. On purpose falsely accusing someone of harassment and calling police on them to ruin their career and get them banned on Twitch and try to get them to have a criminal record. She says she cried and cried about it, people pressured, blackmailed, and pushed her to do that, but it's her end actions and she should own up to what she did to me. They keep telling her to call the cops, and aTira tells me she stopped and tells me to not reveal to anyone that she's either being blackmailed to ruin my life or pressured into going along with it to ruin my life. aTira tells me to not tell anyone. People were telling and using her to call the police on me. After aTira's husband got wind of me and her relationship, says her H is also telling her to call the cops on me. She laughs that she is cheating on her husband with me and keeping our relationship a secret and continuing to date me. aTira and I were in a serious relationship. She wasn't BDSM abused or sexually abused, which I'm sure is apparent if you've read to this point. She's just lying to everyone. Another instance showing it was all consensual, including any BDSM things we did together. aTira asking when I come back to Twitch during one of my previous temporary bans. aTira calling me master, again, consensual. It was part of our relationship. This was after my stream was temp banned for 7 days, the first time she falsely claimed harassment on me. aTira admits she was blackmailed to go along with everything to hurt me, references her donator Armageddon's to blackmailing her with sexting screenshots. aTira contacted and admitted she was being blackmailed by people and having things held over her head, aka the 2 donators from her stream that threatened to contact aTira's husband that she was in a relationship with aVilo if she did not cut aVilo off. Also Loki admitting she lied to the police. aTira admits she lied to the police. aTira says she has to go along with it from previous things I've shown here. People from Twitch and most likely a combination of the people stalking me were telling aTira to keep her mouth shut and continue lying to try to attempt to get me to have a real-life criminal record via her claims of harassment. Admits people like Armageddon SC2, Diesel, and Aku were holding things over her so that she would continue lying in public. I'm naming names because these people need to be named and shamed for their involvement in abusing a female SC2 streamer to do this and to hurt me. Again, aTira on purpose was damaging my life because a few psychopaths she screwed around with were blackmailing her that they had sexted her. aTira says she had to do these things. No, she didn't. She on purpose hurt my career, life, reputation, and has caused immense damage to me because of what she did. aTira admits that she was being blackmailed by people in SC2. As other screenshots have shown, she was being blackmailed by a donator of hers, Armageddon SC2, that she was screwing around with behind my back, and with a moderator/donator of hers named Diesel that continuously would offer her $. Her other moderator Aku would equally abuse and blackmail her, continuously threatening to leave her community if she continued to date me. So between her community of blackmailing donators, her emotionally manipulative moderators, and people from Twitch SC2 partnership/streamers also blackmailing her, and the group of stalkers that stalk me. All of these people were getting her to go along with trying to get me to have a criminal record as well as getting me banned off of Twitch.tv. Again, admitting she was being blackmailed. The blackmailers are 2 donators from her stream, Armageddon SC2, Diesel, and a third named Aku. These people also were the ones using her to call police, while in screenshots above she tells me she is crying and knows these people are getting her to hurt me and damage my career, reputation, and all of the above. aTira gave me $700 to help pay for the lawyer she made me hire. After the incident of aTira being used to call police on me despite the fact we were in a relationship the entire time, she gave me $500 months later to help pay for the lawyer she forced me to hire. She knew she was in the wrong, and did this to try to make up for what happened. She gave this days before we met for our date, and I accepted it because I thought she was truly sorry for what she had done, even though I knew it didn't make up for getting my Twitch stream banned and my livelihood destroyed. She should have just spoken up and been honest in the first place on my behalf so that I could stream on Twitch. aTira gave me $500 to help pay for lawyer fees after feeling guilty at her ruining my life and career. She gave this money to me to help, but now it just looks like she did it out of her own guilt and knowing she was in the wrong. She later on gave me another $200 after we met in real life, again, because she knew she was in the wrong. aTira gave me another $200 after we had met in Canada, again at the time because I thought she felt truly sorry for what she had done to my life, that she was giving me this to help pay for the lawyer I had to hire because of her. The $700 aTira gave me in total started to feel more like guilt money for getting my Twitch stream banned, because it doesn't make up for how she made everyone believe I harassed her and hiding our relationship or any of the other craziness. I lost my livelihood, a shot at my independence from having my Twitch career, and probably over $40,000 worth of income at this point, plus stream growth over the last year from losing my Twitch stream. And that is besides all of the damage to my reputation, family, and mental state after all of this, which has been stressful with aTira's continued defamation of me in public. aTira hiding our relationship from her jealous and abusive community. When aTira and I were first starting to date and I wanted to join her Discord, she wanted me to join her Discord under oaths to not upset her abusive blackmailing moderators that would be jealous of me and her dating and cause problems and start their cycle of blackmail. aTira tells me she doesn't want to agitate her community. https://imager.com/ywpr8fl. aTira says she's scared cause there's other known people in her Discord. I confront her telling her I don't care, and is it going to be like this if we meet at an event? She's scared to even have me join her Discord because we're dating and she doesn't want anyone to find out. aTira acting innocent that she's new to all this, aka she does not want to upset previous donators/mods she sexed and doesn't want people to find out we are dating. aTira asking me what alt name to give me in her server. I tell her neither, and since we were dating I want to join her server as myself. Again, her community, especially her emotionally abusive moderators Aku, Diesel, would get jealous and start harassing her every time she modded me on her stream or when I was in her Discord. https://imager.com/gdidsit. aTira says she's changing my name if I join her Discord. https://imager.com/whodobe83. aTira starts saying, am I sure about joining her server because some other streamers like Jason are in it? I told her many times IDC because we are dating, just showing, straight up told her IDC, and she kept wanting to hide our relationship. aTira messaging me and continuing our relationship in secret after my first temp ban. She met him and another person behind my back in real life. Which is her fault. All of her lies and her false allegations against me are to just cover all of this up at the expense of aVilo. Her first contacting me again after I had been temp banned on Twitch the first time and I found out she was cheating, she still continued to lie to my face. The first time I realized something was really going on that was messed up, and people were either using aTira to falsely claim harassment on me because no one would believe that we were dating since she was married, and she was just going along with people to falsely claim harassment. Meanwhile, she knew it was all very wrong and we continued to talk and our relationship even afterwards. My ex had been led to do the same thing aTira has been led to do, aka lie about dating and be used to falsely claim harassment to try to get me out of SC2. The first time aTira started telling me the truth about blackmailers from her community, that two donators she'd previously sexted were holding screenshots over her as blackmail, and that she was being blackmailed to try to deplatform me by claiming false harassment and blackmailed to not date or associate with me. She admits she knows what she is doing is so wrong. This was after she falsely claimed harassment and my stream was banned for 7 days. At this point she had not told me about the donators she screwed around with, or that they were blackmailing her about exposing me and her relationship to her husband if she continued to date me. aTira mentions a lot about me talking to her about her mods and community, but fails to mention she was cheated with one of her moderators. And the rest of them absolutely hated that I had aTira's attention, and especially so when they found out she was dating me and that we were more than just friends. They hated me, like a lot of other irrational people in SC2. and I didn't know I was getting into this type of cancerous relationship when I first started dating aTira, where I apparently was also simultaneously dating her stream, and if the thirsty jealous people from her stream were mad that they were never going to be with her or date her, then apparently I was abusive to tell aTira to set boundaries with her stream and me and her relationship, and to cut off and tell off people such as Aku, Diesel, and any of the others from her stream that continuously would bitch at her and try to control her dating or not dating me via emotional blackmail, abuse, and any other means. Her moderators were so extremely jealous that aTira and I were dating that they would continue to guilt trip her over something as petty as being an internet moderator on Twitch, that when she modded me on her stream and they realized we were more than friends, they all began the cycle of blackmail, emotional abuse, etc., which again included threatening to tell her husband at the time of me and her dating. I again ask aTira what she's being threatened with. She tells me Aku, Diesel, and her community are jealous that she made me a moderator on her Twitch stream. aTira said she was afraid to stand up to the SC2 community or side with me in public. So instead she falsely claims in public I'm harassing her. Another example of her telling me her community aka jealous mods would threaten her to leave or not support her if she's dating me, mods me, or even interacted with me. https://imager.com/7qrcptx, aTira tells me she's threatening to delete her channel over the drama in public, and I confront her about who has the power over her stream, and she tells me that her moderators do, and they will all threaten to leave her community if she sides with me in public or dates me, and that they are her only social activity. Her mods and blackmailers or people she sexted or had lied to me about also would stalk and keep track of aTira, and if her mods thought she smiled too much on stream or was on her phone, they'd realize she was texting me, so she had to end her stream as to not upset them. aTira's emotionally abusive blackmailing community starts stalking and tracking whenever they believe she is talking to me or flirting with me. aTira being happy is unacceptable to her community if it was aVilo making her happy or if she's dating aVilo. Months later aTira and I had made up after the initial craziness of her getting my stream banned and calling police. We met in Canada for a date, had sex, mutually did BDSM together, spoiler alert, all consensual, overall we're very happy. But then after I returned home, the cycle of blackmail and emotional abuse from her community started again, as one of her moderators, Aku, found out that I met aTira in real life, and that we were dating. aTira cried to me on the phone for about an hour, telling me that her moderator was abandoning her community and fucking up her Discord server essentially because I was her boyfriend, and I told her on the phone, okay, what the hell is this? Why does every single person that mods for you think they're next in line to get your pussy or has BF privileges with you? Set boundaries with your stream and our relationship. Days later, apparently I'm a blackmailer because the same jealous moderator from her stream told her so, and aTira then went to a Discord online that heavily stalks me and began telling everyone we met, talking about my dick, and telling personal private things such as about our BDSM relationship. aTira tells me this is so wrong, aka the blackmail that Armageddon was doing against her, people in the SC2 community encouraging her to falsely report me for harassment and not siding with me in public, and she says I was right about it all. Says she was convinced to cut all ties to me, aka Armageddon and Diesel, two of her donators, blackmailing her because they had screenshot and kept conversations of her sexting them. aTira's emotionally abusive and manipulative moderator Aku that found out about aTira and my relationship and found out that we met in real life doing his usual emotional abuse and pressure to try to get aTira to stop dating me. Her mod quite literally blackmailing and threatening to release a private ASMR video that I made for aTira, which she gave to them, and then they released to try to shame me. aTira gave a private voicemail and ASMR voice clip to Aku, who then started threatening to release it to make me look bad. I found out later that the same moderator that was blackmailing aTira or trying to use emotional abuse and manipulation to get her to stop dating me. She would regularly let on her Discord account to mass delete messages, and that is apparently how the guy found out that she met and that we fucked in real life. aTira admits she lets Aku onto her account to delete messages between her and me. After aTira and my date IRL, the same mod that would always threaten to leave her server or abandon friendship with her and some other people apparently told aTira I trauma bonded her, because apparently genuinely loving someone is trauma bonding if a bunch jealous people online are mad that you're dating the streamer they mod for or watch. Another example of the emotional manipulation and abuse from aTira's moderator, threatening her that if she dates or speaks to me he will leave her server again. This was me calling out what was happening ever since she refused to tell the public the truth about us. That she's using the fact there was a previous girl that did the same thing, so she just decided to go along with all of her defamation because people would say, hey, he did it before, remember? He's a stalker. A harasser. Reading all of aTira's false allegations and lies, it sickens me even while writing this, that she would do this to me and try to victimize herself at my expense and mark me as something I'm not to an entire community. Confronting aTira the first time, she falsely claimed harassment in public, in which she tells me she can't believe what she did. I told her I'd been through this all before with another woman that lied to the SC2 community in quite the same manner that lied about dating me. Apparently her getting me banned on Twitch to cover up her cheating was me ruining her reputation. I believe they call that gaslighting. Again, we mutually had a sexual relationship, BDSM relationship, all of it. We just kept it a secret, but people from her community found out and she threw me under the bus, and I said nothing about it this entire time in public at my own expense. aTira saying people would know we were more than friends if she modded me or unbanned me from her community. Hiding our relationship, while at the same time she was lying to me about cheating on me, and still going the extra length to defame me in public and pretend I sexually abused or harassed her. aTira telling me she would never cheat on me like Maria did. Tells me she won't risk her channel to have a fling and cheat, says she would never cheat on me. Says she didn't cheat on me and her community is all she has since she's in an abusive marriage. Every time I caught her in a lie going behind my back, or confronted her about cheating, I was paranoid or a narcissist. Anytime I would tell her to set boundaries with guys and between her stream and our relationship, that was me being controlling. In her bullshit tweet longer of lies, she says I'd threaten to not stream if we fought or whatnot. That's a projection on her part. She would do this when I confronted her about cheating. https://imager.com/hjuxccu. Another girl in the SC2 community was calling out aTira in another streamer's chat, that saying that aTira doesn't care about my ban or me and is using me. aTira kept lying to me initially about what was going on, with why she wouldn't defend me in public or mod me on her stream. Threatens to not stream for a day if I keep confronting her about cheating with her donator Diesel. Meanwhile, two of the people aTira eventually admitted that had blackmailed her, and one that she had fake cheated with, yet she had met both of them in real life. Again, a huge reason she ruined my life was to cover up that I found out she met the above two people in real life. Better to call police, lie to them, lie to everyone, and ruin aVilo's real life and stream than to be caught cheating. Again, me being naive and trusting, while aTira tells me her husband will beat her if he finds out about us. I have no money. If my husband finds out, he will beat me to death. Myself asking aTira to defend me in public, at the very least say we are friends instead of making me out to be a harasser because people didn't know about our relationship. aTira preferred, and obviously prefers from her false allegations, to keep up the lies rather than own up to anything, at my expense. Just as I showed in some of those Snapchats from earlier, she threatened me and ended up doing exactly this to cover the guilt of her cheating. And again, I never said anything in public because it was true at the time. I thought her husband might beat her. And just overall never having experienced such situations like this in my life before. Example of how aTira twists things. aTira said some bullshit about me being depressed in her tweet longer. I'm pretty sure she's remembering me telling her I had bad thoughts about what was going on and that it was the same thing happening that had happened with my ex, where she's going to throw me under the bus and pretend we aren't. dating and lie to the entire community to make me look bad. https://imager.com/kc931i, myself telling aTira I have bad thoughts about her hiding our relationship and coming back to me on an alt to hide it further after she got my stream banned. https://imager.com/2v8gbzm, she switches back to her main account, and yes, I indeed told her I felt alone, because she knowingly was allowing everyone think I harassed her to hide our relationship and her cheating. And my ex had done the exact same thing with alts and lying to the SC2 community in front of thousands of people. Says she wants to talk to me without worry and pressure, which I initially thought was because she was scared her husband was going to find out about us, but it was really to cover up that the reason she was letting me die in public was because she had sexed Armageddon's 2, Diesel. From her stream that were pressuring and blackmailing her about revealing our relationship if she continued with me. Anyone that has seen these people being weirdos on her stream now can understand more of that these creeps do exist on Twitch. And in this case they do try to actually donate to female streamers for attention and blackmail them and believe that if they toss money at the streamer they are owed something. This is also why at one point aTira did ban them and remove them from her stream, or as aTira twists in her post, he told me to stop talking to some people and made a list. aTira does not respect Twitch streaming or my career, tells me to work at McDonald's. aTira has said some disgusting stuff to me or related to my Twitch in the past year, knowing everything that I've written here happened and that she was not helping to truly set things right and was essentially keeping me banned on Twitch. If she had even said one positive thing or sentence about me in public, I'm sure it would have helped to get my Twitch stream back without much drama. It's clear she on purpose was unwilling to do that because of every person online that pressures her about me. I appealed to Twitch.tv over the last year without even the courtesy of a response to any of my ban appeals because aTira has made people believe we weren't in a mutual relationship or that I harassed her or abused her. And again, people were encouraging her to make her twit longer defamation to continue to ruin my reputation, to try to solidify me not being able to ever get back on Twitch. Why can't he just get a job? He would make more working part-time at McDonald's. FFS, I had a job and a career that was growing on Twitch until she went along with calling police and falsely claiming harassment on me, knowing we were dating the entire time and that it was wrong what she was doing. I would rather just have my Twitch stream back. If she doesn't respect Twitch as a job, let alone a job that she destroyed of mine to cover up her lies, then I do not understand why she even streams on Twitch herself at this point, or does not speak on my behalf and continues to keep up the lies and defamation to my name with tweets that are encouraged by stalkers of mine. And the same toxic portion of her community that all cares more about whether or not she's dating me than her doing the right thing in regards to being honest about myself and her in public. Another example of aTira messaging me that she's being blackmailed post-DH Montreal. What most people don't understand is even after all the crazy shit that went down, all the lies and BS, aTira and I relationship was very much off and on with her, many times telling me she thought about me and still loved and cared about me genuinely, as I always said the same to her. But again, the lies and false allegations she put out are just too much. Her saying she wonders if I care about her and that she cares about my well-being, clearly she doesn't if she is going to keep defaming me in public and releasing what she did on Twitter, which is just all lies. Another example of at one point when we had split up, a user by the name of Dead had started releasing nudes of her, and she told me she realized all these people that hit on her online only were because they were obsessed with me and saw that she has something with me. aTira MSGs me even after Montreal, and again tells me of yet another person that she sexted that is obsessed with her because of them knowing she dated me, and yet another person blackmailing her. aTira and I even continued our relationship after Montreal, and she told me she came to the realization she was dealing with another psycho that was using her and obsessed with aVilo's and trying to hurt her. From these people can see just an example of how much I cared about aTira while she continued to lie and defame me in public after getting my Twitch banned and continue to get involved with people that would straight up take advantage of her. If anyone is wondering again how come aTira called the police on aVilo while they were both in a relationship and she lied to everyone but a guy online literally releases nudes of her and she doesn't move a muscle. It's because I'm aVilo the streamer and no attention would be gained from screwing over some no-name guy. But all the people that were telling aTira to call the police on aVilo the streamer despite me doing nothing wrong, there's motive there for people to get aTira to do things of this nature to me, get her to go along with it, blackmail her, and attempt to get aVilo deplatformed everywhere. You can even see this is a recurring thing with aTira, sexting and screwing around or cheating online, and these people that donate to her or stalk me all hitting on her and then blackmailing her with the conversations, and her telling me as much. But then suddenly aTira would gaslight and accuse me of keeping conversations and blackmailing her for wanting to defend myself, clear my name, and stop her from allowing blackmail to herself. And tell the truth about me and her relationship and everything that happened so that I could get back on Twitch.tv. Even now as I write and reveal all the truth about aTira and what she's done to me, I'm sure she is justifying all of the horrible ruin she's caused to my life as he kept screenshots of me. I've done no wrong. I knew he's a liar. All I wanted from the start was someone I could trust and love, that wouldn't lie to me and to stream on Twitch peacefully and make a living. That's all. I'm not a sexual abuser, or a harasser, or any of the things that aTira keeps writing or going along with online to ruin my reputation. Even after Montreal we did continue our on/off relationship. At one point she went full victim mode and pulled out her phone and then recorded me, at which point I realized okay, this is fucked. She's going to pull the victim card because no one understands what's going on and she's just going to keep making me look bad on purpose. After that event at a point we started talking again, and I asked aTira why she was acting as she was at that event when she had a chance to talk to me and after everything that had happened, since she was trying to pretend as if she didn't know me. She was angry. What most people don't understand is even after all the crazy shit that went down, all the lies, and BS, aTira and I relationship was very much off and on with her many times telling me she thought about me and still loved and cared about me genuinely, as I always said the same to her. But again, the lies and false allegations she put out are just too much. Her saying she wonders if I care about her and that she cares about my well-being, clearly she doesn't if she is going to keep defaming me in public and releasing what she did on Twitter, which is just all lies. aTira involved with a group of stalkers of mine that pushed her to make her defamation tweet. Recent tweets I made prior to aTira releasing her defamation/false allegations, she was pushed to release all those lies and try to make me look bad by these people that hacked a Discord I had previously made for both myself and aTira. These people have stalked me and aTira for over a year and I have reported them many times with nothing being done about the stalking Discord that they run under the guise of aVilo fan Discord. They sit there as does she, knowing they are malicious, that they run an entire stalking Discord, and brag about trying to use aTira to get me deplatformed off of every site in existence by having her continuously lie about me and her relationship. They are the same stalkers that in previous Snapchats I showed here aTira told me were trying to get her to call police on me over and over last year, that she just went along with while pretending we weren't in a relationship the entire time. These people actually exist, and pushed aTira to release the lies that she did about me and her, and she knowingly is involved with them. They make impersonation account of me, follow and stalk me everywhere, and aTira is enabling them and just going along with it like last year. They said they want to get me to break down and kill myself, make me destitute, keep me off of Twitch, get my Twitter banned, get my YouTube banned, and get aTira to do the same as she did last year to me that I have just shown you all happened. aTira in her post did say 1% of the truth. He did tell her to cut off her emotionally abusive blackmailing stream community, exes, anyone. that she had cheated on me with. Oh, and I told her many times over the course of the last year to not talk to the people in the following screenshots that used her to damage me so much. aTira in a hacked Discord previously that I had made for herself and me, knowingly associating with the people that attempt to hack my accounts, dox, stalk, harass both myself and her. I told her many times to disassociate with them. I am unsure if she has since cut contact with these psychopaths, but in this screenshot she is willingly there, and going along with these people that are telling her to try to cause me to have mental breakdowns, telling her to report my Twitter, and continued to encourage her to lie about me in public. These are the same people that hacked a previous password of mine and tried to phish passwords from other SC2 streamers. They then try to blame me for their actions. Again, she's partially a victim of these people. As a group they can be convincing, or she simply is just going along with it again at this point. One of the stalkers showing that they are attempting to hack my Twitter account and other accounts of mine via password recovery, aTira is in this Discord with them. aTira knowingly sitting amongst people that have threatened to kill me and her in the past, amongst other things, and are openly bragging about trying to hack into accounts. These stalkers of mine attempted to also hack into Jason's account and then try to frame and blame me for what they are doing. Jason is unaware. He hits on aTira constantly and just started spewing ignorant things in public, since this is what people in SC2 have done to me without hearing anything from my side of all of this. Stalkers hacking Twitter accounts. aTira was there with them stalkers, linking a tweet of me telling aTira to stop associating with these people and getting my Discord accounts banned and causing harm to me at their direction. Once again, to reiterate, I'll add what they got aTira to do last year, https://imager.com/4j4okeg, same stalkers that got aTira to call the police, same stalkers that wanted me to have a criminal record. These people wanted to see me fined or in jail, and aTira knowingly did this to hurt me and cover up our relationship. Same stalkers telling aTira to continuously report me for false harassment or any platform in attempts to deplatform me and continue to ruin my life. Them trying to silence me and using aTira to report me, convincing her to go along with stuff just like they convinced her to make her lies about sexual abuse on Twitter post. I began posting and exposing these people on Twitter, and then shortly after aTira made her defamation post about me lying about sexual abuse, etc. Them reassuring her there will be zero repercussions for aTira lying and defaming me in public, even if I expose everything. This was shortly before aTira made her tweet longer defaming me. Same stalkers. aTira aware that they make impersonation accounts of both me and her, and are trying to continue harassing and psychologically hurt me, knowing they are continuing to use aTira against me. These people continuously are stalking, harassing, bullying, and aTira knows about it and was going along with it. Obsessive stalkers. As a group they convinced her that hurting me is okay and told her I was trying to control her when I was doing my best to get her away from these people because she is being complicit with harassment and people that dox, stalk, and harass. Same people collectively brainwashing and convincing aTira it is okay to hurt aVilo's, claiming that he's trying to control you, don't let him. Them all simultaneously adding my real-life brother's Discord account. Both of the main people that stalk and harass and coordinate the mass stalking of me added my brother on Discord and started stalking his real-life workplace. As I said, it's a slow manipulation over time, but as a group, these people wanted aTira to lie in public as she has, and continue to not speak on my behalf so that I would not be able to get my Twitch career and online life and career back. Constantly telling aTira to not speak on my behalf in public so that my Twitch will remain banned. This is a group of people she had already told that me and her had met, had sex, and they continuously have harassed me ever since. Most recent admission they are going to use aTira to try to deplatform me elsewhere and are working on it. This was shortly before aTira released her tweet longer defamation post. Again, This was days before aTira released her tweet longer defamation of me. These people outright admit they want to cause me harm, and they also used aTira to deplatform me on Discord as well. I can only assume they knew if they can also use aTira to get my Discord accounts banned that they can remove all evidence I would be able to show to defend myself, which means they would have encouraged aTira to make her post full of all of her lies and no one would believe otherwise. Luckily, when all of this shady and malicious shit had started last year, I began to save a lot of my conversations, especially when aTira herself was telling me they're making me call police and trying to get you to have a criminal record, and I stopped as I showed earlier. They already failed at that, and also I'd like to say aTira lied to police as well, of course, about our mutual relationship. She says the reason things didn't go further was because she didn't want to reveal her address. That was always a lie. She and me had mutually started our relationship again after she did what she did, and both decided that we still cared about one another, loved one another, and that we would continue our relationship. This was after she had called police and ruined my life and knew it was wrong. It's a subtle type of brainwashing, but this group of malicious people encourages aTira to lie in public and is using her to defame me since they're incapable of doing it themselves. They will stalk any woman that I ever speak to, I think, or suspect that I'm talking to, and over time as a group try to get them to use them to damage me. I don't think I've ever encountered something like this in my life besides in the last few years since I have been a popular streamer and people went after me like this. Hence why I did tell aTira countless times to never trust random people online messaging her about me. That is one of the few true things aTira wrote. The screenshot below is literally a screenshot of aTira in this stalking server, amongst the people using her, encouraging her to lie to the entire SC2 community. In this server that literally has a text channel with a webhook that relays anything said from my own Discord server into their server's text channel. That at the time showed me in my own server saying exactly what they were doing. It's sickening. Even more sickening is her knowing she's lying and defaming and harming my online reputation and life, knowing all that happened with us. That everything was mutual, and I was shown she had made a random separate channel in her Discord to gather and boost herself attention-wise while killing me in public. Imagine doing things like this when you know none of it is true. Shortly after her defamation post, she made an entire section just to soak up attention her defamation had gathered. Just the good old casually lie to her entire community and pretend aVilo is a bad man, because all of these people would be livid and upset if they realized aTira and I mutually fucked, did BDSM together, and dated for so long. Gotta keep those potential donos rolling in, I guess. Uneasy face. Here are the usernames and list of the main people that obsessively stalk me, and that got aTira to make her lies about me sexually harassing her, that got aTira to call the police on me, and overall are actually just criminal stalkers. These people need to be exposed for constantly harassing and stalking me. aTira was being complicit with them for a very long time. I've shown all the examples of her saying they are getting her to call police, as well as of very recently they got her to go along with making that defamation post. These people want real harm to my real life, my reputation, my streaming career, and as I've shown, aTira is partially a victim of them herself. Ultimately, though, she is aware of who they are and what they are, and at some point is complicit with what they are doing when it's shown they are trying to hack accounts, trying to get me to break down, trying to get me deplatformed and banned everywhere. And overall just maliciously try to ruin my life and my relationships by stalking whoever I speak to online. And BTW, I hope from me showing all of this people understand that if anyone was groomed to do anything, aTira was groomed to go along with destroying my entire life and to just go along with everything. Hence the reason why she went along to make her tweet longer defamation post lying about me and her. I have no doubt those people urged her to say and lie and do what she did to then have to force me to defend myself, or they believed I wouldn't speak up like last year or have proof of anything. Her sitting in that discord of those people is literally them grooming and psychologically manipulating her into thinking what she's done is okay, grooming her to call police last year, grooming her to defame and lie about me, and basically use her as an object to destroy me in any way possible. To her own detriment, and mine. Yes, the below is sickening, and it happened to me. One might ask why she would go along with these people when she herself acknowledges them as stalkers. It's a phenomenon known as gang stalking, where as a group these people target someone, in this case me, and target someone close to them, aTira, and use the person as a proxy to go along with everything to then make out their target to appear to be a stalker in order to do damage to their life. Me telling aTira people are using her to hurt me, and that they are doing it because no one will ever believe me since she is making it look like we weren't together. aTira admits to me she thought about slitting her wrists over everything that happened with us and all of the lies, the blackmail, her hurting me in public, not speaking up on my behalf, hiding our relationship, cheating on her husband with me, all of it. Another example of her acknowledging that these stalkers of mine exist and psychologically pressured me enough during the drama with my ex to start showing proof of my relationship, which looking back I should have done immediately. Same for with aTira. Not to hurt aTira, but to expose the blackmail that was going on, and to clear my name. aTira telling me to not tell anyone, people were telling her to call police. Stalkers of mine originally were the ones that used and got her to call police on me. aTira manipulated to the point she acknowledges I have stalkers but thinks that my stalkers care about me. Myself yelling at aTira on Snapchat when she first told me that stalkers were telling and pushing and blackmailing her to call police on me. aTira tells me the people that stalk me are my community, to which I explain to her many times they are stalkers. Same group of people that told and pushed aTira to call police to get me banned off of Twitch and attempt to ruin my life. Context of the anniversary picture I had made for aTira. Context of the picture on my Twitter. aTira herself went back to the spot we had met for our date, took a picture of the bench that we first held hands and that I kissed her at in real life, and basically told me she missed me. No one in the community knew anything of me and her relationship, and she even lied before her longer defamation tweet on Instagram, trying to say I made this up in my head to make me out to be delusional. It's where we met and I first kissed her, and because I loved her I had it made for the anniversary of when we met. I hope people now get the context after seeing everything that aTira lied about so much shit. That picture is from where me and aTira met on our date in real life. We held hands and kissed there on our date, and despite all the horrendous things that have happened, aTira would often tell me she still genuinely loved and cared about me, so it is what it is. I'm not going to apologize for having it made for her. And it's not creepy, although I can understand with the narrative she has tried to pass how it would seem like that since no one had any context or knew any of me or her mutual relationship. Last things. aTira ashamed initially for not telling the truth in public and leading people to believe I was a woman harasser. aTira saying she loves me, but won't defend me in public or try to reverse anything. aTira wrote to me once below, I'll take responsibility for what I personally did when the time comes, if the time comes, and it will end up making zero difference. I disagree. It would make a huge difference in my life if aTira would take responsibility for what she's done to my life, and my career, my Twitch stream, and retract her false allegations saying that I sexually harassed her and such when she and me both mutually were together, romantically, sexually. In every way, and we hid our relationship. I've had my Twitch career destroyed because of all of this, and now my reputation. I've now had people witch hunt me, a mass amount of hate sent my way because of what aTira led them to believe this entire time. And have had my ESL account locked, aka can't compete in ESL Cups, and Joe from Cheesadelphia banned me from competing in those. I think it would make all the difference and lead to a positive outcome, and hopefully lead to me getting back on Twitch and both myself and aTira healing from this, regardless of whether or not we are together. And despite everything and how fucked it is, I do not wish bad things upon her. I'm just tired of her continuing to ruin my good name while knowing the truth about what went on with us. I'd like to be back on Twitch and have my good name cleared to people online. I hope the above puts more into perspective the actual truth, and that people should not just witch hunt people online because there are some guys or girls out there that get falsely accused, or there's more to things. This has been the first time I've shown any of the truth, and I hope people can understand why I hadn't said the truth before. Even if people don't agree with me getting involved with a married woman, me and aTira are both adults and made those choices ourselves. But it's not right to have demolished my career and online presence to cover everything up about me and her. A last thing, BDSM isn't bad. What people do in the bedroom or in private is up to them, and anything I ever did with aTira of this nature was always out of mutual love, respect, and trust, and there was always consent between us. There was no abuse to her, and I have nothing to apologize for. She showed a few out of context one-sided screenshots and lied about 99% of everything she wrote to make me look bad and ruin my reputation. I genuinely gave all of my love and care to her, and even covered up all of her own misdeeds and lies since last year at my own expense. It is not right what happened, the continued damage to me, and all of what I posted is the truth about what happened. aTira and I dated, we hid our relationship, she falsely claimed. Harassment, called police, got my Twitch banned, continued to date me afterwards, and IRL. I hope this has shown people the truth and helps to clear my name. She should own up to lying about me and her for so long, and what happened last year, and honestly I just want to be able to stream again on Twitch and people to see the truth about what happened and to heal from this. It's also very alarming with all of the allegations that have been going on the internet in the past weeks that not a single person with one exception dared to ask me, is this true? To sum up everything, I dated aTira mutually, on off since November 2018, she was married at the time, we hid our relationship, people from her stream found out, blackmailed and pressured her. She threatened me that if I exposed our relationship or the blackmail she would get me banned off of Twitch. She then got used to call police on me to cover up any cheating she did with me or anyone else. We then make up, meet for an IRL date. After all of that, continue our relationship, on, off. She continues to lie in public to this day. And others encouraged her to make her defamation post to attempt to get me blacklisted out of SC2. aTira's twit longer false allegations and defamation to me. She knew she was lying when she made it and purposely hurting me. It takes away from women that actually have had these issues or been victims. I also hope people understand after what I've shown that since the very beginning it's been people's goal to use and stalk anyone that I date in SC2 and get them to false claim harassment and then keep quiet to try to get me out of SC2. In this case it just happened to be aTira. It was my ex before that. As of myself now making this post, my Twitch is still banned. ESL just banned me, other people are witch hunting me, and this is the first time I have shared my side or the truth about anything. I would appreciate people spread the truth about what happened and for me to be able to stream on Twitch again, as well as for the entire SC2 community to stop their witch hunt of me with the truth now out. I hope all of this is overwhelming evidence to clear my name and that I will stop having my reputation ruined in public by aTira for simply having a relationship with her, as well as SC2 people that continue to try to perpetuate things about me or ban me from things without even once having asked me. Is this true or for my side? I also hope aTira will cease her defamation about me in public and stop allowing herself to be used to ruin my name and online presence at the direction of anyone else, or herself. I'd like to be back on Twitch and have my good name cleared to people online. I hope the above puts more into perspective the actual truth, and that people should not just witch hunt people online because there are some guys or girls out there that get falsely accused, or there's more to things. This has been the first time I've shown any of the truth, and I hope people can understand why I hadn't said the truth before, even if people don't agree with me getting involved with a married woman. Me and aTira are both adults and made those choices ourselves. but it's not right to have demolished my career and online presence to cover everything up about me and her. A last thing as an aside, BDSM isn't bad, what people do in the bedroom or in private is up to them, and anything I ever did with aTira of this nature was always out of mutual love, respect, and trust, and there was always consent. Honestly, this should have been no one's business in the first place. There was no abuse to her and I have nothing to apologize for. She showed a few out of context one-sided screenshots just as she had threatened last year to do, and lied plus twisted about 99% of everything she wrote to make me look bad and ruin my reputation to continue along with the defamation of me that's gone on for years. I genuinely gave all of my love and care to her and even covered up all of her own misdeeds and lies since last year at my own expense. She should own up to lying about me and her for so long, and what happened last year, and honestly I just want to be able to stream again on Twitch and people to see the truth about what happened and to heal from this.